Motion. Moved by Mr. Morris. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Troutman. Is there any discussion?
Explanation, I agree. Again, we have been a subcontractor to the Region 10 Service Center, which is located in Dallas, since the inception of the Texas Virtual School Network. You probably should know that Jim Schul's staff, my urging and sometime input, wrote the original proposal for the Texas State Virtual School that we delivered to TEA a long time ago now, Jim. 8 years, 5 years, 6 years, long time ago. And, you know, some things come to fruition slowly. But when it finally got done, we weren't able to bid on the contract. So I negotiated with Region 10, who said, we don't know how to do it. And I said, we do, but we can't bid. So they bid, and we're doing about 70% of the infrastructure work, and they're at the front for the Texas school, and they handle the money and the the student registrations and all that. So this is a revenue contract. They will pay us this amount of money for the services we will provide to pay for the
You might explain why we couldn't bid.
Ma'am?
You might explain why we couldn't bid directly.
Oh, when the law was passed, the wording in the law said that the only people who could bid were regional service centers, universities, and somebody. Regional service center. Yeah, right. And we don't qualify as a regional service center. You know, I never could decide if that was purposeful or accidental, but it didn't matter. We got our share of the business anyway.
Okay.
I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Debbie? Okay.
No, but go ahead.
I was confused. Why does it say, why are we voting on a contract that started last September? Like what?
That's a great question. I want to take this opportunity to introduce Angela Clark-Smith.
Oh, yeah, that is great.
Angela Smith, and she is the director of the Texas Virtual School Network, and I'm glad you asked that question. I'll let you answer it.
Good afternoon. Specifically to the numbers on the contract, TEA actually does the contracts for Region 10, and we're their subcontractor. So we've been waiting for TEA to actually give us a contract this year. We are working with some new people in technology there, and they've just kind of been really slow on getting the contract to us. Region 10, however, decided to go ahead and cut the subcontract with us because we are doing the work. That's the reasoning for it being from August until the next August.
Well, and I'm going to step up to that. TA's in disarray. They've been gutted. You know, they have very little staff. They've got a brand new commissioner. A lot of people left on top of the downsizing they went through. And the truth is, I just can't get to what they're supposed to do. And a lot of people are doing the jobs that don't know. So, Buddy, who is the director of Region 10, has still not been paid by the state for their work, right? But he knew that I was to the point I had to have an agreement, or we were going to have to do something different. So he went ahead and issued this on good faith to us. He believes he will get paid. It's just a matter of when. So that's why it's late. It's been hanging out there for a while.
Sorry, that makes me a little more confused.
Don't make me confused.
Because you said you have to get it, we've already been doing the work, we haven't been paid, and then he's doing it on good
He's
faith.
doing the work and he hasn't been paid. That's correct.
So we're like, what, 99.9% that this money will come through?
Oh, it'll come through.
The money will come through. Traditionally, they're at least 3 to 4 months late getting contracts to us. Region 10 negotiates them. They may come back with some budget changes, which I've done 4 already, because they've added additional projects that we've done for them related to TxVSN, some additional development, because our shop does day-to-day operations. We have a development team that has developed custom applications specific to the legislation. Regarding the website and the registration system, we have a central registration system that students and districts come in and do. So we've changed a lot of that. We've updated a lot of things, and they've added and taken away from the contract. So that is part of the reason that it's taken quite quite a while. We've just been trying to work with them on that, but traditionally, it's 2 to 3 months late.
And there's no good way to explain
No.
this question. You just gotta know it's not unlike we do with some federal thing, that we always get paid after the fact, right? That's kind of where we are. It's bureaucracy at work.
Any other questions?
I have a question, just for clarification. We could not bid on this directly,
That's correct.
so they bid on it and then they sub it out to us.
The director at Region 10 is a former school superintendent who I happen to know pretty well. Her name's Buddy Eccles. Buddy retired, went to private sector a while, and ended up being at the Region 10 Service Center. When I realized that we were not going to be allowed to bid on the project, and the bid was due in Austin on Tuesday the next week, this is Monday.
Now drove it up
I
there.
called Buddy and said, okay, here's the deal. And I told you that conversation. He said, John, we don't know how to do this. I said, we do, but we can't bid. So we sent a team to Dallas.
Us.
Right? They spent the weekend, wrote the proposal. We delivered it to TAA on Tuesday jointly. I mean, we helped them with the proposal. And they got awarded the contract, and we get about 70% of the work on that.
And that is not an uncommon way for things to happen in government organizations. It is often the case that someone will have the contract and then they subcontract to other entities who can do the work more efficiently.
Well, we do a lot of that ourselves.
Yeah.
It's in the business world too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Set aside for minority participation, minority can't do the job, but they can get the contract, and they sub it out to somebody who can do the job.
Happens all the time, I've ever come back in this world, I want to be a general contractor. All they own is a trailer and a pickup.
Okay, are there any other questions regarding this item? If there are no other questions, we'll vote on item number 8G. All in favor? It's 5-4. Any against? One again opposed. Item passes 5-1. Item H,